But right now, I'm going to go live to one of my favorite places in Wales. I believe it's Aberystwyth, and I'm going to talk to one of my favorite actors at the moment, and it's Mr. Taron Egerton. Taron, are you there, my friend?
Hello.
Hiya,
Hi.
buddy.
Hi. Excuse my rather frightening haircut. I thought I'd share it with the world. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, my friend. I'm doing good. Can you explain why
Thank you for
you've done
those
that?
kind. Not being able to see my barber for potentially quite a long time. I did it after I played Elton John, and I quite liked it. So I thought I'd do it again now that I'm not going to be, well, wasn't supposed to be on camera for a while, but here I am.
And I got to say, we're really, really grateful. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, I'm so flattered to be asked. Thank you.
You know how these things work. I assume, like it's difficult to get the ball rolling. We're really, really grateful.
Like frightening.
I'm going to go live to. We'll see what we can do. Thank you very much, Richard, for that announcement. That's an amazing amount of money so far. But right now, I'm going to go live to one of my favorite places in Wales. I believe it's Aberystwyth, and I'm going to talk to one of my favorite actors at the moment, and it's Mr. Taron Egerton. Taron, are you there, my friend?
Hello.
Hiya,
Hi.
buddy.
Hi. Excuse my rather frightening haircut. I thought I'd share it with the world. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, my friend. I'm doing good. Can you explain why
Thank you for
you've done
those
that?
kind. Not being able to see my barber for potentially quite a long time. I did it after I played Elton John, and I quite liked it. So I thought I'd do it again now that I'm not going to be, well, wasn't supposed to be on camera for a while, but here I am.
And I got to say, we're really, really grateful. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, I'm so flattered to be asked. Thank you.
You know how these things work. I assume, like it's difficult to get the ball rolling. And when you said yes and put your weight behind your name, everybody wanted to be a part of it, and you've made this happen. I've got to say that because not many people know that you've done a good thing, sir. Thank you.
Oh, look, as you say, I'm currently sat in Aberystwyth, which is my favourite place in the whole world, and in a wider sense, that's Wales. And I'm very proud of the place I'm from, and I was very flattered to be asked. So thank you. I'd say that's a lovely thing to say. Thank you, and it's nice to see you, mate. And actually, equally, if I may return the compliment, what you and Jamie are doing, it's really wonderful and inspiring. And thank you for letting me be a part of it.
No, it's an absolute pleasure. It's a true moment to come together to celebrate our unsung heroes. For many years, I've been a big supporter of the NHS, and I've really benefited from their guidance and care over the years. But right now, more than ever, we really need to chime that bell and to make as much noise as we possibly can, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I suppose the significant thing that happened in my life, and I was young when my grandmother passed away, and she was cared for in this part of Wales. And she, the support of the NHS was such an astronomically huge factor in easing what is, undeniably a terrible, terrible time. And it's so important that at a time like this we can come together as a society and support it in whatever way we can. So if you're watching, please donate.
Yeah. The awareness is one thing. The finances is an absolute another thing. As we
Yeah,
spoke to
absolutely.
Jamie on Roberts earlier, he was just saying, if you can offer your own services as a volunteer, it's an incredible thing because they're depleting.
Yeah.
People who are working there are getting ill with the virus at the same time. So people on the floor would be beneficial too. I'd like to ask you, Taron, what are you doing
Mm.
whilst in isolation? Like us all now, we're stuck in one place. What are you getting up to?
I'm trying to fill the days, trying to put a bit of structure into the day. It's a Friday. I was quite impressed to see that you're not drinking, but myself here with me, we are being quite strict about not drinking. I want to say Monday to Thursday. and then on a Friday night, and we have a few beers, and it's a nice thing for us to look forward to. But generally in the week, what we do is I get up about 8:30 and go for a run, try and do a bit of exercise. We've been doing some Joe Wick. Other people, you know, we'll do a little bit of legs, a little bit of abs, that kind of thing. We've both been reading. Emily, my girlfriend, has this invented 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle that I'm currently propped against here. Yeah, kind of standard, normal stuff, really. You know, just trying to help the time pass by.
It's really interesting. I found I personally used to self-isolate quite a lot on my own, just like loving my own space and don't really like parties and stuff. But then now more than ever, I've kind of really yearned for going out and being a part of something and having something to look forward to. What are you looking forward to right now?
Well, I think, you know, Wales is a really communal place. You know, there are not many places in the world where you can go into a pub and a bunch of people will start singing and harmonize perfectly. You know, that's a nation of people who are in sync, and that is something I miss. I think in Aberystwyth there is a really tangible sense of community. It's always what I've loved about it here, and I miss, I suppose, being able to interact with people in a kind of informal way. You know, one of the things that I have noticed is that I'm very aware that I haven't kind of shook hands with anyone other than my partner, or, you know, the nearest I've got is sort of handing someone money when I've been to get my shopping, you know. So I suppose just being, what I miss is that kind of ability to just interact with people normally. And yeah, I do miss going to the pub in Aberystwyth and having a few beers, I have to say.
I remember a club actually called Peer Pressure in Aberystwyth.
Yeah.
Is it still there?
It is very much still there.
Is it really?
Peer Pressure is still here. Yeah, it's something of an institution in Aberystwyth. I haven't been for a while, but yeah, it's very much still here. Still
going strong. I remember it being a storm one night and he was just rocking. We were in the dance floor drinking J2Os or Bacardi Breezes or something, and it just felt like I was more drunk than I should have been, because I was on a pier in the middle of a storm, which is remarkable, really. I'll never forget it.
Yeah, well, yeah, back in the day, he says, you used to be able to go in there and buy a bottle of Bacardi Breezer for £1. I don't know if you can do that anymore, but I certainly spent my fair share of time going in there and doing that. And you're right, it's on a pier that's been there for some decades, and it does sometimes feel like it's swaying in the wind.
And what about family? Are you checking in using, you know, these different apps that you can use to have like these house parties and all that type of stuff? Is it? Have you been checking in with everybody?
Of course, yeah. My family are nearby in Aber, and you know, we speak every day. I've done a bit of shopping for them as well, once or twice. But yeah, you know, it's a strange thing. I've never once in my life been back to Aberystwyth and not been able to, you know, hug my mother, which is a really weird thing. But also, you know, that small thing is such an important devices.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things that I've noticed, is that for a while people really didn't necessarily enjoy social media or connecting through FaceTime or whatever it was, and for whatever reason, even 2-3 days into this isolation period, people were desperate to connect with people, really just desperate to speak to everybody and have face-to-face contact. And I think one of my things that I've talked about for such a long time is the lack of connection that people have is missing in our society. And it was really remarkable to see over the last couple of weeks that so many people when they had their luxuries or their jobs or their livelihoods taken away, the first thing that many people ran to was this connection, this open conversation.
I mean, you speak to that thing about people wanting to come together and share things and share concern for one another. And I know this evening I was watching earlier on and I saw an idol of mine as well, you know, a poem about and there we go. The NHS was something that came about after the world has ever seen, the Second World War, and I'm in no way comparing the situation is as huge as the films. One of the silver linings of in times of adversity, people tend to want to look out for each other, and that's something that I feel I've really seen over the past few weeks, is just a sense of people caring for one another and inquiring after each other's well-being, and that's really, really heartening. And although there's, you know, a hell of a lot to be anxious about and feel worried about, and of course there's inevitably going to be loss and hardship, hopefully that will be one of the things that we can look forward to and enjoy now, is that hopefully it will give rise to a great sense of the well-being. That sounded very earnest, but I did mean it. So.
No, I believe you when you say that. And Taron, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on, and thank you so much yet again for having this time and sharing it with us.
Oh, it's a real pleasure and a privilege, and have a great rest of your night. I'm so amazed by what you're doing, mate. It's really inspiring. Cheers.
Diolch yn fawr. Diolch yn fawr. Have a lovely evening in Aberystwyth.
Cheers. Cheers.
Diolch yn fawr. Taron Egerton, everybody.